damn, the Indiana Bears just doesn't quite have the same ring to it as the Chicago Bears. It doesn't really roll off the tongue the same way. But Chicago Bears fans, NFL fans, get used to it because they are on the move. The Bears appear on the verge of announcing an eventual move from Soldier Field to a new site in Hammond, Indiana. Indiana officials are meeting today to finalize a stadium bill after the Bears let it be known Hammond is their preferred site. The Illinois House Committee also canceled their meeting today that would have helped the site in Arlington Heights. Now, just so you're aware, apparently the site that they're planning on in Hammond, Indiana is actually closer than what it would be had they stayed in the state of Illinois and moved to the Arlington Heights site. Apparently the site in Indiana is actually closer for Bears fans and Chicago fans. We move on. The Bears released a statement reaffirming their intent to continue pursuing a new stadium project in Hammond, Indiana. Chicago Bears already spoke about this. The passage of Senate Bill 27 would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. We appreciate the leadership shown by Governor Braun, Speaker Houston, Senator Mishler, and members of the Indiana General Assembly in establishing this critical framework and path forward to deliver a premier venue for all Chicagoland and a destination for Bears fans and visitors from across the globe. We value our partnership and look forward to continuing to build our working relationship together. Now, Bears ownership, they're willing to pay for the stadium themselves. That's not an issue. What they want is help from the public, around $850 million, to help build the infrastructure around it, the support around it. And what would help with that as well? Well, tax benefits, tax cuts, not having to hurdle over so much red tape to get some permits, to get some things done. So as far as the owner's pockets goes, it'll be a little bit easier to get this done in Indiana than jump through all the hurdles staying in the state of Illinois. Dan Dockage speaks on this as well.
You know, there's 8 million media guys in Chicago, all of them, whether it's the Score, MVP, the Tribune, all these media guys had no idea what I've been telling them for a year and a half, that the Chicago Bears, if they move, are moving to Hammond, Indiana. Looks like that's happening. Now, how do I know, and all you guys in the Chicago media, you girls in the Chicago media that make so much money, don't know? How's that possible? Well, I'll tell you why. When you played and when you coach and you're ingrained in a state like I am, not some fly-by-night guy that shows up on the radio or on your TV, you got people that tell you stuff. The move to Hammond is brilliant. And Tom McDermott, the mayor, had been working on this a long time. It was interesting and funny to me to watch Chicago media guys say, well, Portage is it. No, it's not. Michigan City, Garrett. No. I've told you and I've told you and I've told you. This has been going on for a long time. This isn't a fly-by-night deal. And it's the perfect location if the Bears were not going to go to Arlington Park. And since now it looks like it's going to happen, I got to ask a simple question. How the hell do I know all this stuff and none of you guys in Chicago know anything? Now, it's amazing to me. Get off your whiny ass and go to work. Get some connections. Get some people that actually know something. This is the biggest story that any of you in Chicago will ever cover, and you didn't know. I had a friend of mine in the Chicago media make fun of me and say, no shot. He does a shot, no shot thing. Really? Okay. No, I got to tell you, great for the state of Indiana, great for my area, Northwest Indiana. Fantastic job done by Tom McDermott. You Chicago media, man. If I'm a boss, I'm asking all of them, how's Dockage know? And you don't.
Damn, Chicago media grandstanding on the issue, claiming, oh, we're going to stay in Illinois, only to find out, nope, you're going to Indiana. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. Let's see what this has to say. The Chicago Bears have taken a big step forward in finding a new site for their stadium, and that momentum is moving fast toward Northwest Indiana. On Thursday morning, Indiana lawmakers in the State House Ways and Means Committee unanimously approved an amendment to Indiana Senate Bill 27 that would pave the way for the Bears to move to Hammond. The proposal would create a Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority with the power to issue bonds, acquire lands, and finance construction. Just minutes later, Indiana House Speaker Todd Houston announced that Bears would commit $2 billion toward a proposed stadium project near Wolf Lake in northwest Indiana. All this comes just over a week before Indiana lawmakers plan to adjourn for the year. In testimony Thursday, Hammond Mayor Thomas McDermott called the Hammond Stadium proposal a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Today, I'm here to tell you Hammond is ready, McDermott said. We're ready to get to work, ready to partner, and we're ready to write Indiana's next chapter. The fan base is already in place. The enthusiasm and momentum behind this effort are real. Over the past 21 years in my position, I have not encountered a project with this level of promise. We listen to Chicago radio. We root for Chicago teams, especially the Bears. Illinois legislative hearing on potential tax breaks for Bear Stadium canceled. So, it is a bit political because the Bears are asking for some tax cuts, some tax breaks, relieve some financial burden. And the Illinois local government over there, they're just not bending. They're just not acquiescing. They're not doing all that they can do to make sure the Bears stay in the state of Illinois. It also comes as a pivotal Illinois legislative hearing in Springfield that would impact the future of the Chicago Bears that was scheduled for Thursday was canceled. The hearing that was canceled concerned a controversial proposal to offer the Bears tax incentives and infrastructure support for a potential new stadium in the northwest Chicago suburb of Arlington Heights, but that hearing has been canceled. CBS News Chicago has told lawmakers wanted to work through some additional details in the proposal, called the Metro Project Assessment Freeze and Payment Law, before bringing it forward. The legislation would also allow the Bears or the developers of other projects costing at least $500 million to negotiate with the local government to lock in how much they would pay in property taxes for the years to come. Supporters have said that kind of tax certainty is what's needed before the Bears invest billions into a new stadium and surrounding development, but critics have argued Illinois taxpayers shouldn't be in the business of helping fund an NFL franchise. The proposal would freeze the Bears' property tax assessment for up to 40 years. While the Bears have said they would pay for the stadium themselves, they're seeking more than $850 million in state funding for necessary supporting infrastructure such as new roads, upgraded utilities, and more. Personally, I don't want my money going to a stadium, to stadium infrastructure, but that's just me. If I'm a Bears fan, yeah, I would be mad at my lawmakers for not giving them the tax breaks, the benefits that they're asking for, but I would also be mad at my team for saying, you already just pay for it. It's just me. It's your team. Pay for your team. Shot or no shot? Can this be him? If the Bears leave Chicago for Indiana, Soldier Field becomes the most expensive museum dedicated to a team that ghosted its own city. It would still be the Chicago Bears. Right, because we have the New Jersey Giants and Jets. It's not that crazy. Yeah, Indiana Bears is starting to feel real. Team just dropped a statement basically saying Hammond's the spot. They're zeroing in on if Senate Bill 27 passes. 2 NFL teams in Indiana, something I did not expect. Because the state of Illinois spent too much on illegal immigrants and now they're out of money. They'll have to raise taxes if they want to keep the Bears in Chicago. The Hammond Bears has a nice ring to it. Not a Bears fan, but this feels wrong. It does feel wrong. I don't disagree with you there. It does feel wrong. Soldier Field, all that history, all the, I'm from New Jersey. You walk into the old Yankee Stadium back in the day and you just felt history. You walk into Fenway Park now, you feel history. You walk into Wrigley Field, you feel the history. You walk into Soldier Field, you feel the history. Now, it's going to be gone. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe. See you later.